Good morning and welcome to January's Coffee and Card. My name is Linda Ellis. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK, and I have a website, lindaspapercraft.co.uk, if you want to have a look at the other things that I'm doing. I'd also appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe if you haven't done already. So this month we are using the Flowers of Friendship stamp set and coordinating punch from Stampin' Up, and I've already done a quick tip video showing you how to position your stamps on a block so that you can stamp and punch all at the same time. It's really worth the effort with this one. Otherwise you end up wasting loads of card if you stamp each bit individually. So this is what it should look when it's finished, and you always stamp it with the little flower at the top. If you haven't watched the sort of quick tip video, I'll put a link so that you can go and watch it now, so you can get your stamps into position before we start. So we're going to start with a big project. Got a bit carried away with this, and but it's a beautiful piece of home decor. It fits into a hobbycraft frame or a Reba frame. It's 23 inches square. It's 23 centimetre square. Inches would be miles away. So it's 23 centimetre square, 9 inches square. So any square frame with a little bit of depth, like a box frame, would work really well for it. And you can either pop it in on your wall or send it to a friend of yours. And you don't have to use that sentiment if you don't want to. You can use any sentiment you have that fits on the space. I just thought it was really nice. So we will get started. So I'm going to start on this one here. Now I've already unpacked my bag, so I've got stacks of bits of paper next to me here, but you do have 3 bits of white, so that's to do that one, the little oblongs for that one, the big square is for that one. So this one, which is the size of a card front, that is for your stamping. Okay, don't cut out of those two, otherwise you'll be stuck. Right, so we'll put those to one side. And you also have this big square, and then you also have, I've given you a piece of, it's actually backing that comes in the designer series paper packages, so it's a little bit thicker, so it just gives it a bit more strength. When you get your frame, you'll probably get a mount with it, and you can actually glue it onto that if you want as well, just to give it a bit more robustness, is that a word? Right, okay, so we shall get on. So I'm going to start, as I say, with this one. So the first thing I'm going to need is my flowers and leaves, and you can see on here I've used 2 sets of flowers, but I've also punched an extra large leaf, or an extra large. It's not an extra large leaf, it's another large leaf to complete the decoration here. So I'll show you how to do that as well. Right, so I'm going to start. Oh, another point about the colours. The colours I've used are the 2021 to 2023 in colour palette. Now, I know everyone who's already signed up to this coffee and card has these inks because they took part in my in colour product share earlier this year. So they have card, designer series paper, they also have the pens, and they have the ink pads, so they can they have all the colours they're going to need for that. If you want any more details about that, just send me a message. Right, okay, so let's get started. And I'm using my Memento black, and try not to ink up your thumb. So I'm just going to get rid of that before I get it all over the project. And you basically, when you're doing your stamping, so it fits into the punch, you want the small flower near the edge of the paper. So I'm just going to stamp twice. So that's 1. Ink up again. So not quite as, if you did this with one of the Stampin' Up colours, you'd end up with ink everywhere. But it's a different design, is the Memento, so it just needs a bit more effort. Okay, there we go. So that's the 2 of each flower, 2 of each leaf, but as I said before, I need some extra leaves. So what I'm actually going to do, if I can find my big scissors, is I'm just going to cut a strip off the bottom. There. I am just going to do the leaves. So now the leaves go into the punch that way. So I want them one there and one there. Okay, so I've got the extra leaves. Probably didn't need to cut such a long strip. Or you can use, you know, normally I'd use just a piece out of my stash. Just go and get a scrap and do that with it. So, put the ink away. And first of all, I'm going to punch these leaves out. So, line them up and punch. And then line them up from the other end. So as you can see, because the flower's also punching out, you can't just do a row of leaves, because you're going to end up punching out bits of your stamped images that you don't want punching out. Okay, so there's my extra large leaves. Sorry, daftest things make me laugh. Right, and then I am going to line this up with its component parts. And when I'm happy, there we go. And again. Okay, so now I've got all the flowers and leaves I need for this section. Okay. Right, so I'm going to get the pens out. So I used the soft succulent to do the leaves. So I'm just going to colour these in. So using the paintbrush end. But the papers I've used, unfortunately, aren't available anymore. They were the Eden Garden ones, but they are quite neutral because they're green. So if you wanted to, you could use any colour you wanted. Use your blends. You don't have to use your pens. And I can never make my mind up whether I should colour first and then punch, or punch and then colour. I'm beginning to think on these little pieces I probably should have coloured them punched. See, I do these things so you don't have to. Very shadowy today. There's not much natural light. It's really quite overcast here and raining like mad. So, lovely January weather. And if you really wanted to go to town, you could use your blend pens, have shading on the leaves, have shadings on the flowers. I've just gone with the base. Well, they're not basic; they're beautiful felt tip pens. There we go. And that should be all 6 leaves. It is. And then the nice thing about the ink colours is that they do all go together very well, and they also, well, all the Stampin' Up colours go together very well, but the ink colours are specifically designed to go together. And I think this year as well, they also go very well with last year's, the 2020 to 2022 colours as well. So, you know, if you're just starting out, just getting 5 stamps, 5 ink pads, in a nice range of colours is no bad thing. So, and I'm just going to use the Pale Papaya to colour the middles. They are going to be covered with gems. In fact, the big flowers are going to be covered anyway. I only really need to do the little ones. There we go. And then I'm going to do one polished pink and one fresh freesia. So the pens have got a thick line at one end, a thin line at the other end. The thick line is where the paintbrush end is, or the brush end is. So I'm just going to colour these in. Sorry if my head's in the way. Nice relaxing way to spend your Thursday morning. There we go, and then do a big one the same. The cat's asleep on my Cricut to my right here, and she's just moving around, getting more comfortable. It is right next to the radiator, which is, I suspect, why she sits on it. I've had to unplug it because she kept switching it on by lying on the on switch. That's on. Where's my lid? And then the fresh freesia. I'll just quickly colour these in. As I say, you can, do lots of shading with your blends if you want. Have your flowers any colour you want. Fast forward so you don't have to watch me do this. So friends of mine, they can like make the video go fast during these bits, but I've not mastered it yet, but I am only working on a phone, so that's probably why. It's got limited software that I can use. One day maybe. If you do live in the UK and you've not bought the kit and you don't have a demonstrator, if you want to get it off me, that's fine. Just log on to my website. I'm lindaellis.stampinup.net. Okay, right, there we go. So, and now I'm just going to curl these flowers, and I'm just going to curl them with my fingers really, because I don't want them massively curly. So I'm just lifting the ends a little bit. Okay, and same again with the little one. Just breaking a few of the fibres in the paper just to give it a little bit of lift. There we go, and then a spot of glue in the middle. There we are. And then I'll pop this one on in the middle and just sit round so it's halfway between. Just need to come down a little bit. That's why I like the wet glue, because you can just fiddle about with it a little bit. And then again, just softening these petals just a little bit. Okay. And again, a little bit of glue in the middle. Just a dot. I do actually store my Tombow upside down, multi-purpose glue, upside down in a mug, so it's always ready to go. Just come down a wee bit. There we are. Okay, and then each of the flowers has 3 leaves, so it has 2 big ones and a little one, 2 big ones and a little one. There it is. Phew, thought I'd lost one. Okay, so and basically what I do is I just pop some glue on the very tip, just on the tip there, and pop it with the point going towards the middle, and then a second one just to one side. Oops, put the glue on the correct side. It needs to go on the front because it's going behind the flower. There we go. I've got glue on my fingers now. And then a little one coming out the other side. Yeah. I'm just going to pop that off because I actually wanted it this side. So just sort of slightly off there. And then put the little one next to the other one. And you can do it where you want. Have a play. Just going to... Too much glue on that one, so I'm sharing it. Okay, that's one. And same again, but the opposite way around. So that one over there, little one next to it. And then a big one at the top. Oh, I've done it again. I think because we're so used to putting glue on the back, it seems odd putting glue on the front. There we go. So just got 2 little sprays of flowers there. So, and just need to find the piece of card they're going to go on. So mine's very slightly different. You may have the same as this one, you may have this one, but it's the one that fits on the long green evening evergreen piece. And the way I do these is I started with a square, which is, just let me check before, yes, so that's 10 centimetre square. This piece is 10 by 5, this piece is 10 by 5, that piece is 5 by 5, and then I just increase everything by ½ centimetre per border all the way around. So 10.5 by 5.5, and then 5.5 by 5.5, 10.5 by 10.5, and then we're going up. So that's 17 centimetres, and then that's 17.5. So I'll write it all down in my blog, which I'll put a link for in the comments below. Right, so we're just going to stick that onto here. Hair stuck in my glue. Right. And there we go. That's stuck on me. Just going to stick that with a nice even border all the way around. Okay, and then some glue on the flowers. So that one is going to go there, this one's going here. There we go, 1, 2, and then I get the gems. So we've used the 2 biggest gems on these flowers. These are the champagne basic rhinestones, which are glorious. I think they go with so many things. I think often things that try to be gold don't quite make it, whereas these are not trying to be gold. They're a lovely champagne, nice and neutral, goes with loads. Love it. Okay, so that's our first element made. So going to go on to the next one, which is really easy, which is the one at the bottom right, which is this one here, which obviously is just 2 squares stuck together. So, and I have the squares here. So I'm just going to stick those together when I find my glue in the box where it belongs. I do like this one as well. It was really nice paper. It's just a shame it was only available for a couple of months. So there we go. So that's 2 down. 2 to go. Where are we up to? Right.